It's Jack from B&T MacFarlane, and we finally get to go over the Kubota SCL1000, so let's get into it. It's been a long time coming from Kubota Canada to bring us the SCL1000, so it has been in the States for about 2 years now, and right now we are getting these allocated to us from Kubota. With that being said, we do need to mention ETAs and ordering from dealerships regarding the SCL1000 right now. So right now, the only ones that we get in as a dealership are the ones that are given to us from Kubota Canada. If you want one, I would recommend putting your name on one as soon as possible, as the next batch that we are actually able to order will be arriving in 2023, whether that be the spring or summer 2023. This is going to be an absolute game changer in the construction market with Kubota. A lot of you may be looking at it, and if you're used to tractors and you're used to skid steers, where exactly does this fit in? Well, this is going to be perfect for somebody who has a lot of landscaping and construction to do on residential properties. This machine, it's going to have a lift capacity of about 1,000 pounds, so Kubota, they do like their numbers. So SCL1000, the 1000 is a 1,000 pound lift capacity to the top of its lift range, which is 7 feet up in the air. And the key thing about this is that this machine, it's going to have very low ground pressure, so it's going to be light enough and it's going to distribute that weight enough in order to drive on people's lawns without absolutely tearing them up. It's also only 36 inches wide, so you're going to be able to fit between houses and you're going to be able to easily fit into people's backyards through gates. A lot of you guys may be asking yourselves, well, isn't Kubota a little bit late to the party on this one? Yes, but that's kind of the way Kubota rolls. They definitely like to refine their products and make sure it's 100% perfected before it's actually given to the customer and given to the end user. So this one right here, there's no doubt in my mind that it's going to come from Kubota, well refined and without very many issues. We're going to talk about the quick attach up front here. So it is the C2, which is a universal style quick attach for a standing compact loader. So you're able to get aftermarket trenchers and augers and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be Kubota branded. But with that being said too, you can also get a 2-lever quick attach, and that's going to be the proprietary one to Bobcats. So if you're used to running Bobcats, you can use your same implements and use it on this Kubota SCL. A nice feature about this too is it does come standard with the auxiliary outputs up front, and that's going to produce about 15 gallons per minute. So you're going to have no problem running any kind of augers, snow blowers, trenchers, anything that runs off that hydraulic flow, you will be able to run on this Kubota SCL. One of the big things that sets apart the Kubota SCL from other brands is the vertical lift. So if you're used to running skid steers, for example, say the SVL series from Kubota or the SSV, you're going to be accustomed to the vertical lift path of those track loaders. What does that mean? It means that when you lift up the front loader, the bucket, it's actually going to stay level at the same position the whole way through the lift path. So if you're running a tractor, you're going to notice that when you raise that bucket, it's more of a radial lift path. So as you bring it up, it's going to come closer to the machine. And that's what a lot of other competitors have on their standing compact loaders, is they'll have one pivot pin right here, and it's just going to rotate around it. This one here, you do have that hydraulic cylinder there. So when you lift it up, it will be vertical lift. That gives it an added advantage because it's going to be able to allow it to lift higher and with more weight. So right now we do have a set of forks on the front of this SCL, but it does come standard with a 36-inch bucket across the front. There's a couple different options you can get. You can get a 36-inch with a flat with a bolt-on edge, or with teeth. You can also get high-capacity buckets as well as some narrower capacity buckets as well. We're going to talk about the maintenance on the SCL1000, which is the flip of the latch there. You are greeted by the hood. And a lot of things, when people see this SCL1000 and any kind of small piece of equipment like this, they get a little bit nervous in terms of how easy it's going to be to get into the engine compartment and get at all the filters. Kubota, they've done a fantastic job making everything fairly easily accessible. Right here at the top, you will have your battery, which is very nice and accessible. Right to the right of that, you will have your air filters. And then down below, you will have your fuel system with a fuel separator as well as a fuel filter. And then right up front, you will have your diesel fuel fill up front and center. And then right here is your hydraulic oil fill up. So it's clearly marked, so you're not going to accidentally put engine oil in your hydraulic oil fill up. And then back around the side there, I will get a shot of that, but there's a little latch, a little hatch that you just pop a bolt out, and then you will have access to your engine oil and engine oil filter. So now that I'm around the side, I figured I would just show you guys, but right there, if you just pop that latch open, you will see the engine oil filter. So you're able to easily reach in there and change that if you need to. So one thing to mention about the controls as well is that they are full pilot controls. So as you can see back here, there are full hydraulics that go to both the drive system as well as the loader control system. So from Kubota, you will see that you do get the nice LCD screen. So that's going to give you all the gauges that you will need. It's going to give you the fuel as well as your rev meter as well as engine temperature. You will be able to see maintenance schedules as well inside that LCD screen. Like most skid steers, you're going to have on your left side, that's going to be your movement controls. So left, right, forward, back. So that's going to be all movement controls on this stick here. And then on this stick, that's going to be all your loader control sticks. So you're going to have your movement with the bucket as well as your two auxiliary buttons on the back. And then right here, that button, that's going to be float mode. So if you need to do any kind of back grading, you're going to press that button and the bucket will automatically match the curvature of the ground. Over here, you will have your throttle control just like a normal skid steer or tractor. Probably my favorite part about the Kubota SCL1000 will be the track system that Kubota decided to go with. A lot of other brands, they're going to be using a spring system in order to tension the tracks. Kubota, they decided to go with a normal system that you would see in a larger excavator or a larger skid steer. It's going to be a grease tensioning system, so there's going to be a little gate down there and you'll just pop that open, and if you need to tension up your track, you just fill up a grease fitting full of grease and it'll automatically tension that track for you. Another nice feature about these tracks too is just how wide they are. So this machine in general, it's 36 inches wide, but each track is about 9 inches wide. So that's going to give it very low ground pressure, like I mentioned. So when you're driving across finished properties and you're driving across residential areas, you're not going to rip up ground and you're going to float across people's lawns and not rip it up. The last thing we're going to talk about is the price of the SCL1000. Kubota, they've done an amazing job to price this competitively against other brands. So right now, the list price on one of these is right around $47,000. There are cash and finance discounts to be had. So I definitely contact your dealer and see what they can do for you in terms of a cash price as well as a finance price. I just want to thank you guys for watching, and if you need help with parts, sales, or service, give us a call at 613-225-0555. Thank you.